Welcome to another Fields of Glory 2 battle. This is part of the Slitherine official tournament. Round 1. We have Arab versus Persian. This is not the Persian list of the invasions of Greece, but of the battles against Alexander. So, although it does have a good skirmisher wing and some shooting cavalry, it has emphasized hoplites and melee infantry more, along with transitioning most of its cavalry to light spear instead of bow. So that means that we'll have a chance, basically, although the Arab list is basically based on camels, some skirmishers, and irregular foot. There are players who have done very well with it. I have not really played much with them yet myself, so we'll see about that. The problem, I think, is likely to be the hoplites. So, I suppose I could just chill on this hill here, but what's the fun in that? So instead, we'll grab a smattering of irregular foot, and let's see. Instead of skirmishers, maybe we'll just grab so many camels. They can shoot, they disorder cavalry, and they're pretty affordable. Okay, and there's our so many camels with 360 points remaining. Do I want to invest more in missiles or irregulars? I think I do just want to shoot more. But I will not grab massed archers or light jabs. So with the remaining points, we will invest in irregular foot. There we go. Frees up some points. Right. How should we deploy? I mean, I guess we'll be deploying to fight here. And we can contest this rough ground with our skirmishers. So, we'll want to push ahead with the camels and skirmishers and form the irregular foot onto rough ground where possible. A defensive tournament play would call for chilling this, or this maybe, but the scoring is based on doing damage, so we're going to attack. I will shuffle my commands a bit so I have more generals available to the irregular foot units. Because they're going to need the boost. There we go. What have we got? Oh. Lots of mediums here. That's fine. The Takabara foot are basically just slightly better than irregular foot. They're protected instead of lightly protected. But if they're going to hang out here in the rough, that's fine. We will ignore them and fight the rest of the army. The real problem, of course, is the mercenary hoplites. So we'll need to find a way to shoot them a lot. So with that in mind, we'll dispatch some irregular foot to help seize this hill. Maybe 3 units? That would be fine. Otherwise, we can push up some camels and start being irritating. These are armored cavalry with light spear, and then 2 with bow. The bow sword are going to be a problem because the camels are unprotected. So what we need to do is move right up next to them so that they are disordered by the presence of the camels, and from there shoot them. It'll be a risky business. Okay, so not the most subtle opening. Could be making a mistake in such a direct advance to contact. I'm hoping, though, that this deployment indicates a defensive posture on my opponent's part, and then I can simply avoid the center and strike the 2 wings. Next turn. Alright, pretty straightforward. Alright, we'll have to take the first volley, but that's okay. It should be survivable. Alright, we'll attempt to seize this patch of rough. Light Javelin Horse. Okay, I'm not overly concerned with Light Javelin Horse because if they get up next to our camels to shoot, then they will be disordered right away. Send our greetings, though. Kind of a waste of arrows, but I think we probably won't have a chance to spend all of our arrows anyway, so it's okay. So if the enemy archers move, this will be the outside of their range, so we will stay outside of it. I'm a bit afraid of moving close to these hoplites, so maybe we'll keep our distance here and see what they do. So we'll push the flanks and avoid the center, but we will try to finish seizing this hill. Onward. Next turn. That's no big deal. I'm much more concerned about the armored bow cavalry. Oh, but he's pulling back. into the range of his masked archers, that could be awkward. We will have to carefully work through the flanks. Okay, defensive. That's actually fine. It should give us time to redeploy. Let's get one more onto this high ground and occupy this hill. And then, do I push with the camels yet? I think I need to wait just a little longer with the camels till the lights can arrive. Very good. Take care of this light cavalry and send our greetings to this Iranian armored cavalry, which cannot shoot back. Oop, that was at half arc. Need to get you over. Maybe one more into the rough. Good. Let's shift another unit of irregulars in that direction. Plenty just sitting around anyway. Okay, that's good for now. We can see off these skirmishers and start nibbling at the edges. Next turn. Held firm. Too bad. Bow cavalry's coming out to fight. Let's not waste missiles on the light horse. We can break them later if we really need to. And instead, disorder the enemy cavalry and catch them on the down slope. Give them a shove. Good. Lock them. Is it worth the charge? I would break them for sure. Perhaps it is. Hopefully we stop pursuing now. Good. Get irregulars in to intervene there shortly. Okay, we can start our push. Good. Good. That should allow our camels to just continue to shuffle forward a bit. It's going to be unpleasant when they get shot at by all these lights. So we need to keep these camels back until we have taken out these lights and our own lights can distract still more light infantry and the massed archers. So for now, I think that's good in our nibbling process. Well, maybe just a touch more forward. Next turn. Please no. Well, that's fine. Held firm. What a shame. Means we'll have to push it. Well, if they want to run, that's fine. We won't waste our ammo pursuing. We'll start hitting the infantry instead. That is problematic. Good. Question is, do I dare to push these 3 unarmored camel units into the firing arc of these 3 foot archers? I think no. It's got to hold out a little longer here. Disrupted. Alright, in the meantime, we can get to work on this unit. And lock them in. We still need to be careful here. Keep our cautious advance, and we'll continue to stay away from this for now. Next turn. And we resume the skirmish. Half arc shooting, long range shooting, both a waste. Too bad. Although if we... Ooh. Good. That'll hurt. Yep. Can we frag this unit now? Come on. Fine, and now we don't want this rear charge at all because the hoplites are coming, so run back up the hill. Hopefully we can just bounce a rear charge. Okay, in the meantime, can't do the charge, we'll just have to Is it worth sacrificing? I think it is. The bow cavalry is more expensive than the camels, so it's worth losing the camels. Good. Oh no. Oh good. Alright, what are we gonna do? We need to get out of range of this monstrosity. Maybe not in that way, though. Well, grab the height advantage, at least it's minor, but it's better than nothing. The plan is not going too well. This is getting hammered. Which means we're going to need to get help over there. Good. Let's commence shooting. Pretty tough for the Arabs. Let's ignore his skirmishers for one more turn, and instead put the pressure on so he feels compelled to charge uphill. Good. Okay. Damn, these masked archers. I think that's good for now. We'll still hold back a little bit, but he's putting enough pressure on that I might just have to engage across the board despite the archery and the hoplites I would face. Next turn. Good. And he checks a frag. He's coming out to fight. Good. Oh, very lucky. So, impact was slightly in my favor. It's 100 light spear plus 25 for the slope versus 100 spear. And we disrupted, which means we unlock our swords from POA to a full 50 instead of 25, giving us a chance. Ugh. Good. Break this frag unit. No, I would prefer if you broke it. Oh, that could get ugly. Good. Lock them in and then prepare to lock in this cavalry. Let's win 33. Not bad. Give them a shove. Well, goodbye to that unit, but that's quite alright. Okay. No good way to reach these archers right away, unfortunately. In we go. Face the archers. Put general up on the unit facing melee troops. There we go. In the meantime, how can we take advantage of this? Lock them in and push past for the flank. That's perfect. None of that really matters, we just need to get more melee troops behind. Lock them in to prevent a flank on our light javs. What are we to do with this unit? I guess push over to the flank and try to work on this cavalry unit. One unit in reserve in case bad things happen here via hoplites. Okay, looking pretty good. Next turn. Oh, it's very awkward. Held firm on both those. Ah, too bad. Okay, it would be nice if I could see what the hell is going on. Well, I have no idea what just happened, but that's fine, we're just gonna go with it. Okay. It's fine. Push for the flank. Zone of control lock to preserve our flanks. Do we hold? Yes. Into the archers. It's too bad. They're safer there because we'll get disorder charging in. Still, their firepower shouldn't be very scary now. Let's just charge. Good. Zone of control lock once again to save our flank. See if we can't catch this unit. No. Frag. That's good. That's worth pushing. Oh. Maybe it's not so good. Oh, committed now. Alright. Next turn. Oh, that's a shame. Perfect. I do wish the game would do better at tracking where melees were happening, which I have no idea what's going on. But that's not really a big deal. Ah, delightful. And get ready for the flank next turn. Okay. Shove them. Fine. Do it this way. Zone of control lock. How is this? It's kind of a waste, but it's okay. It's because we're both disordered and they're uphill. Lock in the hoplites. Good. Good. That means a little bit we should be able to disengage these camels. Well, if they survive. This is a bit silly, but I'm honestly fine with it if his hoplites are chasing our camels and not catching them. Alright. The percent is good, but I wonder if we'll be able to wrap it up or if he'll start catching up from this sort of thing. Next turn. No rallies, that's good. Same for flank attack, well done. Good. We'll just keep on evading with our camels as much as possible. Okay. Let's run away with our irregular foot out of cohesion check range for when this bad thing happens. Perfect, we're going to cover our camels with our other camels, so if he charges, we just evade. Get the automatic drop. Unlocks our swordsman POA. Held firm. Push for an auto break. Do we now? No. It's okay. Keep his hoplites pinned and unable to intervene in the battle. Good. This unit is now disordered. We're not locked by this unit because it's facing away. So we gain a disruption, and then we could turn to protect our flank for the Takabara. Okay. This unit will get into a flanking position against the massed archers, while these will slam into the flank of the Takabara. Good. Oh, let's try for it. Could happen. Held firm, but it was a good effort. Turn back around. There we go. Flank attack on the mercenary hoplites. That could be a win unless rallies happen, which they absolutely could. Should be able to auto break this unit actually. Onward. It's everyone, and it looks like a win to me. Okay, so unfortunately, my opponent just stopped playing 5 days ago-ish, so we don't get the official victory screen. But the tournament system did register this match as a victory because it simply read the raw percent without really looking at whether or not the game had officially ended. So luckily, this is technically a win, And I kind of doubt that rallies would have changed the result given this situation that was being set up. So we don't get the nice official screen, but it's done. I think the lesson for this match is pretty simple. My opponent allowed me to take this high ground and sort of retain control of this flank. Basically, I just had way more units than he did here. Combined with the units that he brought were entirely appropriate to the tasks they had. He had hoplites facing off against medium foot in the rough, whereas in the reverse match, I brought as much medium foot as I could. Well, not as much, but I brought medium foot to try to hold this if necessary. But basically, I think the lesson is pretty simple. It was a points distribution thing. I had more points in the wings, and my central position had this nice hill. It was pretty easy to defend with inferior troops. So, like I said, this is as close to an ending as we're going to get. That's too bad. But we're looking pretty good. On the scoreboard, I think I'm, for round 1, at the top of the scoreboard, which sounds impressive, but really doesn't matter. Often in round 1, you'll get paired against players with more or less experience. It's a bit lopsided. The only time the scoreboard matters is going to be after all 3 rounds are done, and when you've been matched against opponents who have done just as well as yourself in the first and second rounds. So other than the whole dropping out thing, good game to my opponent, and till next time.